So we're still in lockdown, eh? Well, I think it's about time we just phoned one in.
Let's do this.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Video Call Show, that show that invites you to be a live video guest on this program to talk about whatever you want to. Usually it's subject, but hey, I tell you what, just get it off your chest. Call in anytime you'd like to. Now, I'm your host. Let me back up just a second. Now, joining is real easy. All you've got to do is point your browser to zoom.us. Click on Join a Meeting, enter in that meeting number, and when it asks for it, and you will show up live in a person. I'll take you one guest at a time. I'm sorry, I'm a little put off or thrown off by the one at a time, first come, first serve, as time allows. If this sounds like something that's awesome to you, now's a great time to share. Get some more folks in here. If you're watching for the first time, make sure you follow and subscribe and ring that notification bell on YouTube so that you might get notified when we go live. Notice I said might. We just don't know anymore. We just absolutely don't know. But like I said, I'm phoning it in tonight. I'm very, very tired. When you guys have probably been you probably have been at home for, I would say, maximum 3 weeks. I'll tell you, and this is not a pity party for Jim, but I have, since my heel fracture, I've literally been in self-isolation for the better part of 3 months. I was out 1 week. 1 week I went into an office and I worked, and then they decided to go remote, which is fine with me. I do some of my best work remote. Most of the things I do are literally just computer work, digital marketing, if you will. And I live working from home. I've been a subcontractor in the digital arts for the better part of a quarter century, and I am very efficient at home and enjoy it. But I tell you what, the reason term oh so lightly, the reason I use or having been isolated myself for so long, I'm going nuts here. I'll just come right out with it. Oh, the stream looks dirty. We're gonna have one of those nights, eh? Oh, what are you gonna do? What are you going to do? It just never ends. As AV says, it just never ends. And that is so true. So true. So I want to hear how you guys are doing tonight. I want to hear how, even more so. Okay, so J-Real Slots, how you doing, by the way, J-Real? Good to see you, man. J-Real's getting some buffering. It looks solid now. And that is one of the things that we're going to have to deal with in this lockdown. I actually made mention of this the first night I came back about how important it is. I'm gonna go. This sounds like a serious cam segment. The one thing we're going to see come out of all of this crisis, the COVID-19 crisis, is that many more of us are going to be working from home, not just during the lockdown or any quarantines, but I think that we're going to see a vast, well, I wouldn't say a vast majority, but a great deal of people working from home. Now that serves several different purposes. One, it will save fossil fuels. Don't call me a tree hugger, but I believe in saving where savings is possible, right? We are the stewards of this planet, and it's our job to leave it in a better condition than when we found it. But I also said that while you're on this quarantine, whether you're still working via remote or not working. Think about how this opportunity can become an opportunity. There are several ways to modify what it is we do day in, day out for our basic income. Find those ways. Technology has advanced to a point where all those things are possible. Yeah, there you go. Enough of that. Okay, let's see. Let's say hello to those folks who have popped in here on a wonderfully warm in the Hoosier State Sunday evening. I gotta say, it was unseasonably warm and welcomely warm. Who can argue with 70-degree weather at the end of March? I ask you, who can literally turn that down? All right, so we've got Raven the commentator 2001. How are you doing, Raven? Good to see you. Spike, how you doing, Spike's Prospecting Equipment? Happened to comment on my latest video. I appreciate that, my friend. Brandon Jackson Vlogs, how you doing? Good to see you as well. Hi, there's a new person that's waiting to watch. Listen, if you've got questions, by the way, and you're on YouTube, make sure you tag me at VideoCallin Show. That way I can see it as a big red block, and I'll try not to miss it. Sometimes it's really tough not to miss some of these things. So make sure you do that. Again, J Real, good to see you, my friend. Bearded Tech Guy, how are you? Shauna Marie Penny, welcome back to the show, hon. Good to see you as well. We've also got Outdoorsy Gal. Oh, how you doing, Chrissy? Hello to you. King Jellybean, welcome back, bud. Good to see you. It's good to see all of you, actually. You guys, it's so nice when you're doing these live streams to recognize names over and over and over and again. It's nice to have new folks in, but it is absolutely heartwarming and very comforting to actually be able to see some familiar names float through the chat, most of which I know the faces. If you look at the chat, you'll see that a lot of people have wrenches. Those of you who don't have wrenches haven't been on the show yet. Susan Hamilton, hello, how are you? Good to see you. If I missed you, I beg your pardon. I absolutely. There's Drone Kings in Darwin. Next time you go into serious game, make sure you hide the Tetris game you're playing on the monitor. Yeah, it does look like Tetris, doesn't it? No, that's actually vMix. The vMix interface, Brad. I've got it on a nice 27-inch portrait view monitor here, so that all my inputs here. I'll go back to that real fast. You see how? Wait a minute. You see how all my inputs are extended down here. That way, if it's on a standard landscape monitor, then you lose a whole bunch of things, and you've got to literally scroll. It's so funny how you forget the most basic of terms. But yeah, sometimes you've got to scroll. If you're on a landscape monitor and it's relatively small, you've got to scroll. So that sucks. It is so much nicer having. That's one of the reasons I did this, because of vMix. That's why I am surrounded by two nice monitors, and I've replaced the 24 inches with 27 inches because I just wanted more real estate. I am a real estate mogul in the electronic world. Oh, look at that. We've got 3 folks in the wings. I'm going to try to stay on as long as I can. It used to be an hour. Now I just try to stay on as long as I possibly can until my foot actually starts showing signs of fatigue, for lack of a better term. Who else noticed my shirt, by the way? America Strong? Yeah, buddy. Hell yeah, brother. You're watching Cletus McFarland YouTube channel. Who else is a fan of Cletus McFarland? Let me know in the chat. God, that guy's doing some crazy things. I'll get to you, Jelly Duck, in just a second. One of these nights, I'm going to have your favorite YouTuber show, because I want to hear about your guys' favorite YouTubers. You hear me bring up some all the time because I rarely watch television. I am a YouTube slut when it comes to watching content, and you get your favorites, and of course, YouTube being being the horrid search engine that it actually is, doesn't allow you to search for the right thing. In fact, I'm still below 200 on a search for call-in show, and if there's any one call-in show that's optimized to be a call-in show and show up on search results as call-in show, it's a video call-in show. But it doesn't work that way. YouTube works more on a popularity contest. If you've got a lot of views, then you're going to get more views. It's really a shitty way to do it because several people, well, you miss so much good content just because they don't have a huge following. But it is what it is. It's the playing field that most of us have chosen, and I know most of you guys are content creators as well. I want to, before I bring up my first guest, I also want to say hello to Jesse Mendez. How you doing, brother? Good to see you as well. Uh, oh, yes. Chrissy, Outdoorsy Gallo wants me to expand on the disappearing liberties of my first Sirius cam. And I absolutely plan on doing that, Chrissy. In fact, anyone who wants to come on and talk about that sort of thing, this is the perfect venue, the perfect opportunity. And of course, I've no shortage of things to say on the subject, so feel free. Hello, how you doing, Ed? Flash in your pan. Good to see you, buddy. I did lurk in your earlier live stream today, man. Just wanted you to know. I was doing a whole bunch of stuff and I couldn't talk. But yeah, I was a lurker. All right, let's do this. Let's bring in our first guest here and see what's on his mind. What's on? Hey, Jelly Duck, how are you, man?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. No camera tonight, man.
No face cam. I know I'm in the bed.
That's okay, man. If you're okay with being the animated guy, I'm okay with putting you on as the animated guy.
Oh yeah.
You good with?
Go ahead. Go ahead if you want.
Kaboom! There we go. Oops! Oh wow! What happened there?
The reflection.
There. Let's do that one.
Yeah, no face. By the way, I'm the bed.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like I don't like to talk to myself, but hey, not that many of me.
So I saw the monitor. It kind of looks like a Space Invader.
I'm sorry. You're sorry about what?
That monitor looks like a Space Invader.
Oh, this guy looks like a Space Invader?
No, that actually your monitor that looks like the shape of horizontal thing. I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, like Brad was talking about it looking like Tetris, and you think it looks more like Space Invaders.
Yes.
Well,
I was thinking.
That sounds like a contest to me, man. What does everybody else think my monitor on the right-hand side, the big tall one over here, looks like? Is it
Yeah, how much does that cost, that monitor?
The monitor wasn't that expensive. It was like $125.
Oh.
For a monitor, that's pretty reasonable. It's they're Philips monitors. They were on sale. I literally bought them as a pair. So
it's actually great. A great screen, by the way.
Oh,
great setup. You have a new setup. That was actually pretty cool.
Yes, thank you. The basics have stayed the same, but yeah, I've kind of moved it forward and changed the camera a little bit so that the background's a little bit wider and tighter on me. But thanks, man. So
interesting.
So how you doing, bud? It's been a while since you've been on the show.
Yeah. I was totally busy for just making making music about synthwave garage band, and also I do have a latest video about at least video about track synthwave. Of course, it's like some sort of like a retro music some stuff.
Awesome. Well, I know that that you're very good at doing that sort of thing. I haven't checked that out yet, though.
Yeah, of course, during some quarantine, lockdown, whatever, because it sucks that they don't have face masks in Kuwait. I couldn't even find out why they don't have, because they finished a whole bunch of face masks.
Well, you're not alone. You're literally not alone. And all one has to do is go onto any Amazon, do a search on Amazon. Most of the masks and the gloves are on back order.
Like N95.
The what? I'm sorry.
N95 face
Oh,
mask.
yeah, yep, yeah. Most of them are on back order. Some I've seen gloves available as soon as the first of April, and I haven't looked for masks. Which I probably should, but I've got a respirator that if I ever go out, which I probably will Thursday or Friday,
Sure.
I'll be wearing the respirator when I'm in a public area. But yeah, I haven't looked at the masks, but I've been told that they're just they're scarce everywhere, man, everywhere.
Right. I think at least if you like, if people just don't go home, like if you're going home at 5 p.m. until 4 a.m., we'll be there open.
Do they have you on lockdown over there? Like not mandatory, but suggest that you don't leave your house, sort of thing, Ahmed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I cannot leave outside. Just stay at home,
Yeah.
stay safe, whatever you want. Hey, wash your hands
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
to avoid these people in public.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is no joke. I think we've lost almost 30,000 people across the globe already. And of course, 7 billion, that is literally a drop in the pan, but that's 28,000 people. That's a lot of people. It just makes sense to stay home, stay and clean, wash your hands, like you said. Absolutely wash your hands, but keep yourself isolated. That way, maybe this could run its course. We don't have to worry about it later on, that sort of thing. So,
Right. At least I don't have sick, actually.
yeah. Now you work from home normally, don't you?
Yeah. Um. I'm just a normal. I'm just chilling at home for no reason, and there's no food.
Yeah,
I don't
there's
think
that.
so.
There is that. Well, go out
At
and
least
get
I
you.
have at least I have more money, of course. I can donate to them.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm hoping it's not a tough thing for you, Ahmed. As I know it can be for so many. Um, but you seem pretty resourceful. You just won't get to hang out in the coffee shops for a little while, right?
Yeah, I miss the coffee shops
I bet you
until
do.
maybe until April 9th, or because I was telling them uh, when it's coming in working jobs, and because I cannot wait. I need to work. I need to work because I have jobs, until 9 to whatever.
Hmm.
Because I was telling them if I'm going somewhere else, like a random shopping malls and they had some nice stuff in Kuwait,
Hmm.
and also random coffee shops
Yeah.
just went to.
Well, I don't think it'll be long, Ahmed. I really don't. I think that we'll, of course, I've said this since the get go that eventually we're going to have to live dangerously, right? I mean, we can't stay hunkered down in our little bunkers. This should be a serious cam episode here. We can't.
I agree. I agree what you're saying.
Yeah, we can't remain hunkered down for too long because we've all got to eat. All babies must eat, and the only way you can do that is to become productive. So, um, yeah, I just don't. I
Yeah,
don't think it's going to last that long, and we'll muster the courage, or at least have the numbers behind us to get out and live a little dangerously. It's not going to kill everyone, but there are millions of things on this planet that can take us out. We can't be afraid of every one of
millions,
them, right? Yes, absolutely.
over
Absolutely.
millions,
Yep. Yep.
different countries. At least I at least Greenland they don't have coronavirus. they're lucky. They're actually lucky.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet. I wonder how many they've tested. That's always my question first, is because like people are already saying, oh, all these the occurrences in the U.S. have just exploded. It's like, well, yeah, people are getting tested. that's
I know.
that's entirely predictable. So, well, listen, Ahmed, I'm gonna move on to my next guest,
Yeah.
dude. So good to talk to you.
So that was actually. That was fun to talk for being here. By the way, it's actually really great stream. So you have a great community.
Well, thanks, Ahmed. I appreciate that, man. And it's because of people like you, dude.
So I actually just better go sleep and having a rest.
Exactly.
Thank
Great,
you, guys.
great plan, dude. All right, Ahmed. Take care, buddy.
Bye.
Oh yeah. Whoops. That one I didn't mean to go to. Oh well, fix that real fast. See how fast I adjust over here? All right, let me see. We've got some new folks in and some questions, it looks like. I see Wendell Live. How you doing, Wendell? Good to see you, man. Inspired John. Good job on the 1K. Thank you, sir. But thank you very much. I appreciate that. That actually came just before my my garage door mishap. But thanks, I appreciate that. It's a lot of fun. I got the community tab. That was the most important thing to me. I don't care much for the monetization. I just don't have that kind of reoccurring view that's going to pay off at all. And as little money as YouTube makes off of my content, the better. If you guys want to support the show, you can always buy merch. You can always sign up for Subscribe Star. It's that link right down over there. And 100 message. I'm getting congratulations from Restream IO. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that. Let's see, where was I? So yeah, if you want to support the show, there are so many other better ways to support it than watching ads. Although I do appreciate that, and I know so many creators that use that for their livelihood appreciate that as well. So don't stop that if you can't. I've said this several times that I've turned off my ad blocker several months ago, actually almost a year ago, because I understood that people were trying to make a living on those views. Jesse, I did not see the private message you sent me on Facebook, dude. I am hardly ever on Facebook. I suck as far as that's concerned. I'm sorry, dude. Guys, if you ever want to get a hold of me there's the email address right there. I have that open 24/7. Now I may not respond to it 24/7, but I have it open 24/7, and I'm always checking it, and of course my other emails. All of these other social media platforms, it's just too difficult. They don't well, when you're working with Gmail, it throws it in another directory, and I'm damned if I'm going to go in there, because there's a whole bunch of crap that comes through as well. So Jesse, I'll go look on Facebook, but I didn't get it, dude. I didn't look over there. Wendell Live says, my show on Wednesday talks about the history of pandemics and has songs with a doctor or medicine theme. All right, Wendell, that sounds like fun. Again, Wendell's live Wednesday nights. Don't miss him. Where else do we called? Yes, and Ed, I saw you got called back to work, man. That's awesome. You is an essential job. That's very cool, dude. Very cool. And yes, Outdoors Gal, this virus is very serious. It is a lung eater. What it actually does is what is it, the cilia that it attacks, and it can't get rid of what it needs to get rid of. So your lungs literally fill with fluid, and you drown on that, as I understand it. It's not a pretty death at all. So that's why it's very important that we isolate ourselves, make sure that the wave doesn't become a tsunami, and then we'll start building an immunity to this, just like we do just about everything else. And like, again, I think we're going to have to live dangerously for a while after that. So let's see. I don't know my time to go, but when it comes, I'm sure I'll be the first to know. Yeah, or maybe not, Ed. I mean, wow, that was a crap snap. All right, so let's do this. We've only got to, after this guest, we only have one more in the wings, guys. So pop in and by all means, you're gonna make me use the silhouette guy, aren't you? wait for him to be heard here. Can you hear me? Hello? Are you out there? I wonder if Nag, you watching? You probably hated that. Yes, I'm usually the first to know that I owe taxes. No, I'm actually the second. No, I'm the second one to know. My accountant knows well before I do. Oh, I'm exhausted, guys. I am literally exhausted. But you will be happy to know, just while we're waiting for my next guest, just before this show went live, you see this? I walked back there without a crutch. Just me and my boot. Have I shown you the boot? I'll show you again. There's the glorious boot in my jammies. That's another bonus about working from home, man. You can wear whatever you want to. My guy I work for, I feel sorry for. He's gotten to see the worst of me. No hat, t-shirt. Usually I'm sitting in my recliner, and this is going to sound strange to most of you, but what I do is I've got two laptops sitting. One is my work laptop, which is provided by the company, but I've got one of these 24-inch monitors sitting right behind it, and I run the HDMI to it. Doesn't look like Jelly Bean is with us right now. He must have gotten busy, so I think I might move on to Brandon here if he doesn't come on when I'm done, by the time I'm done with this spiel. But I've got this monitor sitting behind me, and I've got my personal laptop in front of me, and I'll work right from the recliner because it's the absolute most comfortable position for my. I can have my foot up. I can even put. I've got an inflatable pillow that I have underneath it for elevation, so that it removes the swelling that I'm probably experiencing right now. So, all right, Jelly Duck, can you hear me? Or I'm sorry, Jelly Bean.
Hi. Yes, hi. Can you hear me?
I can. Too many jellies, man. What are the odds? What are the odds I would have two guests on with jelly in their name back to back?
I know, right?
No camera for you tonight, bud?
I'm trying, but I've always had issues.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Hey, if you're okay being that guy like Ahmed was, I'm okay having you that guy.
Whatever works.
See, I just now I have to do when I'm sitting here talking to you, I just get to watch that little animation.
Yeah.
So how are you doing this wonderful Sunday evening?
I'm doing great. I have a lot of big plans and a lot of stuff happening in about an hour, so it's great.
Oh, cool. Well, yeah, make sure you promote it here if you would. Tell us about what you got going.
Well, I have been working very hard over the past about a month on really sitting down and thinking about the change project, the thing that shut down and all that great stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I have decided that I do, and I can't take the bearing of, just leaving it down. And people have tried to get me to bring it back. So I have been campaigning and really working on getting interviews and planning on bringing it back. So that's what I have going on. I have a live stream on that channel in about an hour.
Cool.
Where we're going to just be discussing everything. We have new departments opening up, and it's just going to be a great way, especially during the time that we're in. It's something that people really need right now is help and hope. So that's something that we're sticking by.
Well, very good. And you're absolutely right. Help and hope is exactly the right prescription for these times. So good on you. And I didn't expect anything less from you, Kane.
Yeah, I try.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that you revived the program. And I know you've actually, you revived it quite a long time ago, right?
Do what?
You revived that program quite a long time ago, did you not?
Yeah, I revived it, and then I kind of decided just to take a break
Mm.
with everything, because once it shut down, I was going through a lot last year. A lot happened to where I just was not okay with my life, and so I've taken taken the time to really get myself back together. And especially now is the one time that I'm just like, I need to get back together. We got to help, you know.
Sure, sure. Awesome. Awesome. Well, and breaks are there's no problem with breaks. Believe me, I did the same thing for different reasons. Sometimes you have to regroup. You absolutely do.
Exactly.
And Outdoorsy Gal says, "Too bad you couldn't do this show from a lazy boy chair. Tell me about it, Chrissy. I worked on that for weeks, thinking, how can I? I'm not going to recreate this studio in my living room. Just not going to do that." And I beat myself senseless trying to figure out a way to do exactly what she just said, and that's that make it work when it was too difficult to do normally. In fact, it's feeling kind of weird today. So you go live in an hour, you say?
Yeah, we're gonna be going live at around 9 o'clock.
Oh, half
Which
hour.
it's either gonna be 9 o'clock or 9:15, because I have got to have a call with them and make sure that they know everything, because they do know that we're going live, but they don't know the exact plan. So somewhere in that time zone, I'll be
Who
going live.
who's them you're talking about, King?
Well, they are okay, so I have spent a long time trying to get back with some people who I know were the biggest members of the Change Party. And not by big, I mean like popular. I mean, they were the ones who took the time to make videos. They were the ones who took the time to help others and keep things going. So I have contacted them. Of course, some of them I talk to every day, like Raven. She's my vice president, and Studios, my technical producer. So, and I have decided to create a panel with them, and it's going to be an open panel, like always. People are allowed to join up, because we're not opening today, but we are letting people know that we will be opening within the next couple days, because I have an interview with Miss Kathy tomorrow.
Nice.
And then hopefully a couple other people by within the next couple days.
Wonderful. I love Miss Kathy. She's been on the show a couple times. Wonderful gal. Absolutely. Green screening your set, lazy boy college. No, Brad. No. You guys don't understand. Even with that extra monitor, it wouldn't be enough. I should show you. Well, actually, you've seen how this is all set up. I've got 5 monitors sitting in front of me. That's not going to happen on a lazy boy. But I didn't know that Raven was in that group. That's awesome.
I met her and I introduced her to it. And, Easton was my vice president for a while.
Sure.
But Raven's been the one that I've always went back to when it came, I need my secondhand person. And she is that person. And I have really sat down and just thought about it. That's all I've done for the past week is think and think and think. And I really have decided that it is time to help. And she will help me with that as well.
Well, that's good. And boy, isn't there plenty of time to think.
Yeah.
How long are you out of school?
Until April 24th, but they're already talking about shutting down for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I don't know if that's a bad idea. As long as there's some sort of distance learning, some sort of remote learning for you guys, that I think would go so far. And look, when I was talking about just a minute ago, how this is going to change the way we work of many people. This is also going to accelerate at a breakneck pace the amount of distance learning that's available to students, which I think is fantastic, because for the same reasons, right? Commutes suck. Commutes take too much time, and if you have the ability to stay home and learn, why not? Why not? So, but that's yet another soapbox, King. I apologize for that.
You are fine.
Well, thanks, bud. Hey, listen, I'm going to let you go because you've got a show coming up soon, and I've got 3 more guests to get to.
Yeah, and that's great. I'll try to be around now that I'm out of school. I can actually get on your live streams again and do that. So that's great.
Very cool. Well, I always look forward to that, man.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, bud, and good luck with the stream tonight. I'll try to catch it if I'm not still on, but
Okay.
it may look like it may run into it a bit. So, but best of luck on it, bud.
All right, thank you. You have a great night.
You too. Take care. He's one of the good kids. He's so resourceful and thoughtful. I give it to King. He's been on the show several times, and he's proven that time and time again. And at the risk of overinflating your ego, King, keep it up, man. Just keep it up. Keep your wits about you. Don't let it go to your head, and just do what you know or what you think is right. Because I trust your instincts at this point. What does Brad say here? He says, school term will finish a week early here this Friday, but unknown. We'll go ahead in 2 weeks. Yeah, that's going to be different across the globe, I'm sure. I often wonder if China has gone back to school, like they say that they're going back to work. You know, here's the thing about China is most of them don't have a choice. It's not what you would consider a free society. So when they say that they're going back to work, something tells me that they're being told to go back to work, safe or not. What's on tap tonight? Diet Coke. But it's in this wonderful video calling show, Cozy. Cozy. Where'd that word come from? Cozy, cozy. Yeah. I hate it. It's just a we used to have some really nice ones there. They would lock onto the can. This is way back in the day. Nice hard plastic, but with a good air gap that kept your beer or your beverage cool all day long. All day long. All right. Not sure we can believe that coming out of China right now. You're absolutely right, Wendell. That's kind of my point there. You don't know whether or not the numbers are correct over there. You don't know how many people have been tested. You don't know whether it's even safe to go back to work. They're just being told to. That's why when people compare the numbers between U.S. and China, how can you take that as anything that has any sort of, I'm looking everywhere but at the screen, any sort of accuracy, really, because the cultures are so different. And you know, there's always corruption at the top. Germany Travel Personal Guide, how you doing? Darian, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Gaffa Haynes, how are you? He says, what's on tap? Yeah. All right, let's do this, and we might even have a camera. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I'm always excited to have you guys on. I'm always excited to talk to you. Since we're at home, we might as well have a virtual party, right? Isn't that what it's all about? Wendell says, I spent some time there in Tibet. It's different there. Yes. My wife has actually been to China several times as an international buyer. Hang on, Brandon.
Hold on.
No, you hang on.
No.
Yeah, make sure you mute the YouTube video. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, she visited China quite often years ago as an international buyer, and yeah, it is different there. Absolutely different. All right, well, how you doing, Brandon?
I'm fine.
Ah, good.
And by the way, you forgot to put the link in the description.
I forgot. Oh, I did, didn't I? Failboat.
Just put in the
Failboat. Well, you guys are getting it. It's right there.
right.
Population me. Failboat.
Hold on.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Yep, right there. So what brings you on the show tonight, buddy?
Just wanted to talk to someone.
Yeah? What do you want to talk about? Floor is yours, man. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. This is stay at home and chat with me. You want me to come up with something?
I don't know.
Now, you're out of school, right?
I have been organizing my channel, given a new banner.
Ah, very good.
Organized thumbnails more, given a new about section to tell more about the channel, how I had to move to this channel.
That's important. That is indeed important.
I need to organize the playlist to give them more standing way of what they're about.
Make sure when you redo those playlists that you write keyword phrase rich descriptions. Because the one thing people forget is how the playlist title and the playlist description can all absolutely help you in search. It doesn't help the video call-in show. I must have pissed them off. I literally must have pissed them off at one point in my my YouTube career here. But yeah, it hasn't helped me. But I have actually seen it help others, and I've advised others to make modifications to their playlist descriptions, and they've shown up on search with those keyword phrases that were very important for other people. Yep.
Or even hashtags.
Hashtags, yeah, but you got to be careful with hashtags. Hashtags are, you know, if we overuse hashtags, they're going to become the new meta keywords or tags, because the tags on YouTube, they said they don't put much importance on them. So I don't put much importance on them. I'm not going to waste my time when they're not going to be using them. I just put them as standard.
Feature, because before I joined, it gives me like a pop-up to change my background, so I don't know how.
Oh, you mean on Zoom? I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah.
Let me add in a new picture quickly.
Vertical video. Nice. There you go. He only plays though when I take him live. Did you just take a screen capture? And now you're using it as a background. Perfect. Might be my new thumbnail.
Hold on.
Nice halo. That's weird. All right, bud.
You want me to be the character instead of this figure on the YouTube banner.
Yeah, you just killed two birds with one stone, as far as I can tell. That's awesome. Well, what else we got going on before I move on to my next guest, buddy? I got 3 in the wings now, and I want to get to him. So, what else you want to talk about? Do you have anything that you'd really like to cover?
My favorite YouTuber is Mick Juggernuggets.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know that name. Don't go into it in too much detail, because
Psycho Family.
Psycho Family?
Yeah.
That is such a strange look. Such a strange look.
I don't know if this background's gonna like it.
Yeah, it's not liking it much, no.
Let me see if I can turn it off. This no. Exit.
There you go. Oh, Psycho Kid versus Psycho Dad. Awesome. Well, save those.
Basically, he made his own platform called Storyfire, where you can post stories and videos. But he does it in a better method, more than just giving it to you. You got to fill out the form, and you can do it many times, and you got to be lucky. Yeah. A lot of people do that, and you know that comes with a larger audience too, because it's tough to cover them all. So I get that. And best thing about it, you know, like Twitter, where you can just post something and you don't get paid. You can get paid by V coins or Blaze. Yeah, Blaze. And it's the way you get paid on there from posting anything from a picture, a GIF, a message, or even doing stories where you can write up the story of the characters, names, and stuff like that. It's a pretty good platform. Cool. You want to check it out? Yeah, I should, and I will. I'll make a note of that before the end of the show. All right, buddy. You staying safe? Good. Keep washing your hands. Going out when we're told and stuff like that. We're running out of room where to put the rules, so I got some in my bedroom. Well, I appreciate the visual. I really do. Yeah. All right.
right, buddy. I appreciate you coming on, pal. And like I said, stay safe, wash your hands, and conserve that toilet paper. All right, take care, Brandon.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's directly from over the pond. So you know that they at least have some toilet paper handy. Oh, what have I missed? What have I missed? Nothing. What did I just hear? That was weird. All right, let's bring up our next guest. Let's see. Can I find this? Can I find your name this time, or am I going to have to type it in manually?
I'm here. So you know
that sounded.
Oh, what about this?
Oh, you can pause, or I'm sorry, mute the YouTube video.
Oh, sorry, bro.
No, that's okay. That's what we're hearing. You know what it is? It's your first name. I can't remember your first name.
Spike.
Yeah, but I thought for sure that that I had you under a different. Well, maybe not.
No, I've always been Spike.
Okay.
I got another YouTube account, Frugal Fixer.
No,
I think it's one of your subscribers, actually, probably.
Yeah, I'm definitely subscribed. No, I think I didn't. I haven't.
I was doing all my guitar stuff on it.
Yeah. I haven't added you to the CSV file just yet. Let me. All right.
I don't know what the picture looks like. I can't see it.
Oh, you will in a minute. Just a second there, Spike.
Now, if I need to adjust, I will.
No, I think you're okay. We got a little bit of shadow. Here we go. I'm gonna merge us in here now. There you go. Now do you see it?
There you go. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, just a little bit of shadow. Other than that, you're good.
Okay. How about that? It's better, huh? Well, a little shadow side, but that's okay. Yeah,
well, Spike, it seems like 4 or 5 days since we spoke.
Yeah, it's been a few days. I got since the last time we spoke, I got power in my house.
Sweet.
All my power's hooked up in the whole house everywhere. My camper's moved to the side of the house. I got my hot tub filled up and hot.
Cool.
That's a real blessing. And going in the morning for pre-op. So yep.
Wow. That's awesome.
Morning surgery, 5:30. Ought to be at the hospital, and so far we got 19 cases in our whole county, and no deaths yet. So
knock on wood, right?
Where I'm gonna be, so we just go for the best and stay safe.
Oh, just second, Spike. Just second, Spike. Ed's telling me that he can't hear you, and I imagine that's because you're far away from your microphone. I'll just bump it up while you're on here. There we go. All right, that should be better.
Better?
Yep, that should be better. Yeah, let me ask you a question, Spike. You're going into the hospital, and
correct.
Did they handle that any differently? Let me tell you a little bit of story, and why I'm asking is because I was going to have I had an appointment for my back in between all this, and when they reminded me of it, they said, "Yeah, if you could just call when you get in the parking lot, we'll call you back when our last patient's done, and then you can come in." So this is what they're doing. They're literally only taking, individuals in one at a time and taking a little bit of time to clean.
They do that.
Are they doing the same thing to you, though?
At my surgeon, I went to check in the other day to the appointment to talk to him about the surgery. And the first thing I done was walk up to the girl with the mask and her gloves, and she tamped my head. And after she tamped my head, she sent me to the counter to go ahead. And it got me to thinking about something. And if we tested everybody's temperature that was going in a grocery store, then nobody would go in the grocery store with this virus. If we tested everybody's temperature going everywhere, is that really an invasion of privacy to check your temperature?
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so.
I don't think so.
You'll catch the obvious cases.
Stepping over the line. I watched the show earlier, and I understand that. I mean, there is limits, but checking somebody's temperature before they walk in somewhere might not be over that line. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, well, it's no different than being X-rayed at the airport, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, got to go through the metal detector or whatever, right?
Aside from those that do this, that give away a little bit more information than you want to give away, it's not really an invasion of privacy because there's nothing that ties you to that. Same way with the temperature. It's like, you know, it'd be like sealing something, and the alarm goes off. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, you've got a temperature. You really should have that checked out, but we can't let you in at this time. Yeah, yeah.
and you need to go home. Yeah.
Yep.
Please go home. Don't go to another grocery store. Go home.
Go home. Exactly. Now that'll catch a few. It won't catch the carriers, but it'll definitely catch the ones that are suffering.
One of my buddies posted something on Facebook. He says, the guy that won't self-quarantine is the guy that'll hide the zombie bite.
That's true. That's true.
And I'm just going, you know, I think I'm going to take a note of that and keep up with that, who's thinking that way, because, you know, we all got to be smart. And, you know, they just said 30 more days. President himself did it. So, you know, we all got to go by what's going said. So,
yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm not going around anybody if I can help it anyway. And I wear my little mask. And,
I'm same way.
Warm, so I got to quit opening doors with my sleeves because it's starting to get warm. So I got to change that practice now. So.
Well, you know, and here's another good point that we should talk about while we're on that subject. You know, opening doors with sleeves and whatnot. If you're wearing gloves, you know, like surgical gloves, the nitrile gloves, the smart thing to do is to put them on before you go into a public place, and then when you're done, take them off and wash your hands. Otherwise, you'll spread whatever you got in your vehicle. You'll take it home. Yeah, and don't reuse the gloves because then you're just taking from one grocery store to the auto parts store or what have you.
Gas pump, that's another place.
Gas pump's another really good one.
Yep. We use doggy poo bags. You know, the little plastic doggy poo bags?
Yeah.
You just take your hand and slide it in it, touch the buttons, you know, zip the card, touch the buttons, fill the car up, throw it in the garbage, and drive away.
Exactly. Sandwich bags work the same way.
Yeah, well, it's just cheap and easy and handy because we got little rolls of them, and you know, so.
Yeah, they're even cheaper than sandwich bags. But if you only have sandwich bags, let's say you don't have a pet, use the sandwich bags.
Yeah, if you got dogs and got dog poo bags, though, that's something you can use for sure. Just keep some in the car and grab one when you go to get your gas.
Absolutely, and
there's going to be more bouts of this. This is not a one-time thing.
No.
So we need to keep going with our precautions, and you know, just be smart. I mean, don't go crazy. I don't think we get to the point where we all got to go bury ourselves in the ground or anything yet. But
no, not yet.
Yeah.
Not until the zombie apocalypse.
Right now, we're just hoping for the best. I started to do my call-in from the hot tub, but it was going to be a little dark out there. And I said, no, they'll never see me. He'd have to put me on in the dark anyway. So,
well, you'd be in a hot tub. That might be a good thing.
Yeah, we'd be comfortable for sure for my back. So, and me and the wife agreed we're going to have dinner. She's got dinner cooking in the RV here now.
Oh, sweet.
And, when she gets done with that, we're going to the, hey, Otis.
Hello, Otis.
Hey, Otis.
We did.
I never met Otis or not. Hey, Otis.
Look at him. Look at you. What?
What are you
doing?
Yep, that's my buddy. Yeah, that's my buddy Otis.
He's probably wondering where this voice is coming from. Or oh no, you got headphones in.
It's in his ear right here where he was at. You know, in that earbud. So I got these ISO tunes, and I don't know why I bought stereo because I never put this one in my ear.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you know, I'm always listening to everything else when this my ear with this one, and my wife says, "You're never listening to me." I'm always listening. I listen to 4 things at one time. I mean, I don't see how people don't do that.
Oh,
it drives me crazy that they can't.
I multitask here all the time.
I can't listen to but one thing at a time. What's wrong with you? You know.
I'm the same way,
I
dude.
live that way. I'd have never got through life. You know, I mean, wow. I can't concentrate on but one thing. Well, no, I can't do that. That was Otis. He's my Shepadoodle.
Shepadoodle.
And German Shepherd poodle.
Nice.
Big poodle.
Oh yeah.
And big rigged hybrid German Shepherd, and so he's about 70 pounds, 65, 70 pounds, and good size. And then on the other side of the room, she hadn't got up here, is a Labradoodle, and she's blonde, white, and well, not white right now. She's muddy. We're playing in the yard, but she's a Labradoodle, and her dad's an English Lab, and her mom is the same poodle. So my two dogs are half brother and sister.
I have, if you don't,
dogs, and my other two dogs are brother and sister, believe that. So yeah.
Oh, we've done that before. That's awesome. I got something here for you, Spike. If you don't already have one of these, you need to get one of these. Let me bring it up here. Have you ever seen these?
Nope. I don't think so.
They look like coffee cans, but what they are is they're paw plungers, and you fill these up with water and maybe some soap, and you dip the you can actually scrub the dog's paws.
You put the lid on it and close it up.
Put the lid on. That's like a drain, incinerator rubber.
And it's like
Yeah.
You just push the foot through, rub it, and pull it off.
Yep. And then you just dry them off with a towel, man. I can't tell you how that's changed our lives, dude. Especially when you're living in a small space like you are right now. They're like $20.
Right now, there's no hope. I mean, there's not. I mean,
Well, we take it camping.
When I moved the camper, I put some gravel down underneath where I was going to put the camping mat down under the awning.
Uh-huh.
And so that's helped pretty good, but it hadn't rained since we moved either.
Yeah.
So, that's the other thing. Because we've been getting so much rain. Every time it rains, you just can't help but track stuff in.
Yes.
So it's like, let's blow out the camper. I mean, it almost seems that way. Anyway, it'd be the best way to go about it. But yeah, she's keeping it clean. When I was staying by myself for those few weeks, I was here by myself, and she was still at the boys' house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it wasn't that tidy. Okay, I'll just be honest. It's just me and Otis mostly here, and yeah, we were living like bachelors. So, but yeah, living like bachelors, eating stopers, and getting by. So
pizza rolls and beer, man.
He's looking out the window right now.
I see that.
Seeing what's going on outside.
I see that.
We're showing him your rumpus, buddy.
Oh, man. Good looking dog. I can see the poodle in him. I didn't see the shepherd.
Well, he just had a haircut yesterday. So normally he's like real big and shaggy the way I look before I get a haircut. 'Cause normally you see me a lot of times when I got the big hair, and I have a haircut.
Yep.
And the hair sticking out of my hat everywhere. Well, mine grows real fast and it'll look like that in a hurry. But I got a haircut a few days ago. He got one yesterday.
Ah.
I don't think again like each other. People tell me, say, you're supposed to look like your dog. You've heard people say you start looking like your dog looks like you.
Oh yeah.
Otis started life out looking like me, and then he started getting he's dark, got this black hair mostly, but it's got a little brown and it's got some gray and some silver in it already, and he's only 3 years old.
I'll be damned.
Well, yeah. Me and him look like twins, I guess, almost. It's kind of funny.
Well, you're lucky to have that hair,
He's
Spike.
a blessing to have around. He's a blessing to have around, brother. Hey, just
Dogs.
wanted to drop in and get everybody to let her know we're alive and well. Everybody do what's smart, we're going to get through it. I'll keep you updated on what's happening with the surgery because I'm going to be stuck here.
Yeah.
You know how after you do surgery, I mean, I've been stuck here since January 20th, 27th since I moved in the trailer, but,
Yeah.
I'm stuck here watching what's been going on. They've been working. I've been crippled with the back, not able to do anything. And, now that you're finally going to do this surgery, maybe I can live life again, and I'll put on my little mask and go do something.
Yeah. Well, one more.
I got sluices I need to test, but I can't do it with this back.
I hear you. And when do you go in the hospital again for your surgery?
Well, I'm going in Wednesday morning at 5:30.
Okay.
Should be at 7:30 surgery, and they're talking about they may send me home that night.
Oh,
that evening.
Nice.
I mean, really. So, from what I understand, they're going to take everything out between L4 and L5, the whole disc, all blown out, just all the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to clean everything out, and they're going to pull them together, and they're going to place them where they want them, and they're going to run those screws, those little small thin screws, through those two vertebrae and space them and make that spaces them and stops them from moving. And they're locked together, but they're also locked with the space they have.
Right.
So it's not like they just pinch them together and screw them together. They pinch them together and leave a gap between them. So,
yeah.
and it's a whole lot less intrusive than the old cage way and all the old, the other procedures.
Mm-hmm.
It must be because, like they're talking, I could be out of the hospital in 12 hours.
That's
That'd
awesome.
be unbelievable.
Yeah, that is absolutely awesome, dude.
I'm going to probably be on the couch. I'm going to probably be on this couch flattened out, but it's stretched out, and the toilet's 4 steps that way. The kitchen's 4 steps that way. The door's 3, 4, 5 steps that way.
Well, that's a plus.
If I get up 2 steps and get in the camper and get to the couch, I got this whip for 2 weeks it takes to get through it. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, we're pulling for you, man. Absolutely pulling for you.
Somebody was asking me about this stuff. How you feel about being locked up or away from people and all this long? And I said, no, wait a minute. You're talking to a guy that spent 4 months in Nome, Alaska, in a plywood box, 90 miles from Nome, Alaska, in the wilderness, and seen 2 people for the whole time I was there. And I'm worried about being just, oh, really? Come on. I was crapping in a bucket and eating out of cans and,
well, Spike,
you know what I'm saying? Compared to this, it's a whole lot better.
Spike, you know as well as I do.
Water,
yeah, you know as well as I do that some people can't, they don't like to be alone. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess that's it. I was with a buddy of mine, and we were happy, and we had more critters around us than we did people.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Bears and muskox and everything. We had I had a herd of reindeer, 150 of them walked within 100 yards of my cabin. A lot more critters out there than there was folks. That's
oh yeah,
sure. So,
oh yeah.
Thank you for letting me come in. I just wanted to drop in and let you know the update and what was live in the world. So.
Well, thanks for coming on, and we wish you the best in the surgery, and make sure that you come back on. Let us know how it goes, bud.
I'll drop you a message and let you know how things are going. I got your email there, so
cool.
I'll do that for sure.
All right, sounds good.
I don't know if I'll be up to getting on for a little while. You know how that is when you just get that surgery.
Oh yeah.
My YouTube channel has suffered so bad because I have done nothing. I just haven't.
Yeah.
I've had all this stuff I could have been videoing about the rebuilding the house and the refinishing they're doing, but I'd be filming somebody else doing the work. And somehow I just don't feel, my electrician came and done probably the most beautiful electrical work I've ever seen. And I took pictures of it and I wanted to do a video about it, but I just couldn't do it because my heart wasn't in it. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't my work.
I know exactly what you mean. Exactly.
I had a video just went up on my channel yesterday. It's in my playlist about me working in the shop. It shows me building equipment. I've had so many comments on that thing. People just saying, to watch you move around and do this and that. Well, if you're doing something you love, you enjoy doing, do it.
Yes.
The good thing is I'm doing it here at home. I get my materials. I'm home and safe. I take it to the post office and drop it off. And other than that, that's the only communication I have other than emails. Internet, to get my job done. So
sure. It's
actually been good for business because when you sell gold concentrators and people are stuck at home, it's a pretty good deal, So yeah. Thank you, Jim.
Well, thank you, bud, and you take care of yourself. We'll talk to you soon.
Love everybody. And if it gets dirty, let that sucker dry and dust it off. Y'all be good.
Take care, bud. Oh man, words to live by. Words to live by for sure. Oh, but I do wish you well, Spike. Surgery is surgery. Surgery sucks. Unless you come out on the positive side of it. So I am so hopeful that it goes well for you and you're back up on your feet and making those videos and those wonderful products yet again as soon as possible. All right. I'm just going to move right along. Where are we at? God, you think with contacts I'd be able to see better, but I don't. We're already at 9 o'clock. We're good. We are absolutely good. Now for this guest, I'm absolutely going to have to write it in.
Hey Jim, can you hear me?
I can. Just a minute, hon. Got to type and with all the stuff in front of me, it's not always the easiest. No camera?
No camera tonight.
Okay. You are the animated person.
Okay.
New Orleans girl, how the heck are you?
I'm doing great.
It's good to hear from you. I know you've tried to get on several times before.
Yes, I have.
We've got success.
Yes, success now.
How?
So,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, in this Louisiana area, we're obviously concerned about everything that's going on. I particularly live a couple of hours outside of New Orleans, whereas my family and all are in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
So keeping tabs on that. We don't know when schools are going back. I'm fully expecting the announcement to come soon, that it won't be until the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a 10-year-old, so we're waiting to hear about that. And
I mean, hoping maybe by football season we might be able to have a light at the end of the tunnel here, but I don't know if it will work.
A normal life, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Since we like our football down here.
Oh yeah. We're a football town too, as you know, Indianapolis.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm so with you there.
I love the Peyton Manning days.
Oh God, they were the best.
Just because they're from here, you know, I really like the all three boys were great, and they went to Newman there. And
let's not forget, you talking about Dad too?
Yes, Dad too. Dad too. Well, older brother actually I was referring to, but Dad, of course, yes, because he was on the team. But older brother couldn't play sports, I think, as of the second year of college because of an injury or.
I remember that.
Something that they found out about him. It wasn't an injury, but it was a condition in his spine.
But
they said he was the best athlete of all three of them. So that's interesting.
It is, and sad to a certain extent. I mean, I'm sure he's doing okay. I think he went into finance, or was it law? I don't remember which, but yeah, he's doing well as far as we know.
Yeah, one of those. And it's that family's a great family. They'll put out, entertaining things here and there too, just to show that there's a lot of comedy in their family, and they have fun with it, especially here in the New Orleans area. Yeah,
I had I was fortunate enough to meet Peyton a couple times when I was working broadcast. And yeah, he was a really nice guy. I'll say that about him, at least from a public perspective, because we didn't go like St. Elmo's and share beer or anything, but he was one of the nicest of the celebrity athletes that came through the station, for sure. And I can only imagine the rest of the family is the same way.
They are.
It's so good to have you on the show.
You too. I'm glad to be here, but I had a question. I wanted to see if you might be able to do me a favor.
If I can, yes.
Let's say, in the last couple of days, I've turned off the news completely because I just don't want to be looking at it. But also in the last couple of days, I've been on more live chats trying to chat, and found out that something is apparently wrong with my ability to chat, and I can only chat if I'm a moderator.
Well, that's weird.
Anywhere.
Have you been? Did I not see you chat tonight?
Not tonight. The last time I did was actually on your show, and that's the last time I was able to chat on anybody's thing unless I am a moderator, which is kind of strange.
That is strange.
Trying to figure out what's going on, but I was sure you wouldn't mind doing that favor.
No. I'll look here. Have you tried tonight?
Yes, I have.
Oh, and no dice, huh?
Times. No.
Let's see here.
I sent you an email at the start of the show, but I'm sure you didn't get a chance to take a look at it.
Oh yeah, I haven't. When I say I monitor 24/7, that excludes the show times. that would be far too much.
Right.
Yeah, I will definitely look at that. I can't right now because I'd have to do too many things. But I tell you what, why not? We're just here having fun.
Someone, if you need my email, I think Wendell's got it for anything that you need to.
No, what I want to look at is whether or not you've been oddly enough placed on the spam list. I don't remember exactly what that is off the top of my head now. It's I'll find it here in a minute. I'm just going to go through some settings because a lot of times, this has happened before. People have been thrown straight to the spam list, and oftentimes it's a moderator that screwed up. They clicked the wrong button or something. It happens.
Okay.
So let me check that out. I'm just gonna. Feel free to blather along with me.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I've actually done probably about 6 hours of research on this because this is the fun part, being able to interact with people in the chat and everything. And in the last couple of days, I can't figure it out. As much research as I've done on the topic.
Let's see. Where do I remember seeing that? Settings, permissions. No. Oh, that's the new permissions. Okay, automated filters. And if I go down to hidden users, This is going to take a minute because of my eyes. Oh, you're not in that list. I don't know why Jim is. Jim is Journey Grace. She shouldn't be in there. Took her out. Some of the names, some of the names that end up on your hidden users list it just kills me. Just kills me. Metal Mouth, Pound Mike Hunt. But you're not in that list. Block cards, that doesn't. You know, I've heard of this before. And I don't even see you're actually watching the chat right now, right?
Yes, I am.
So when I do a when I try to tag you, I get nothing. Let me look at participants, see if it even shows in there. No, it doesn't even show you as a participant. Of course, that's not even that. Their participants section of the chat is it blows chow. I see 5 people, and we both know that there are many more than 5 people that have been talking in this chat.
Right. Well, it's strange because it seems that on shows where I am a moderator, I can chat. Those are the only shows I'm allowed that I can chat on.
Yeah, and now that you've been on the show, I wanted to make you a moderator, but I can't even do that because you don't show up. Can you go to your channel and make changes and things? You're not locked out of your channel, are you?
No, I'm not locked out of my channel, and I've looked at many things within the channel. You know, that I can't find anything that would say that I'm locked out. Because I can still chat when I've got the wrench on some places, so it's just odd. And the thing is, I can put a comment into a chat like yours, but it just doesn't show up. I see it, but nobody else does.
Oh, guys, what do you know about that in the chat? Because I've heard of that happening to other people before. It's almost like a shadow ban, and I forget to save my life. I can't think of what it was that was the fix there.
Solution?
Yeah. See, normally
I did get to shadow ban somewhere in my research, but I don't know what the fix. I didn't see the fix. Or
yeah.
I didn't remember what it was.
Well, since you emailed me, I will. Do you mind if do you have a first name that you wouldn't mind me calling you, or you just want me to refer to you as
Kristen? I put it in the email. Yes,
okay. Well, Kristen, listen, I will follow up on the email, and I'll do some research as well, because that really ticks me off that you're not able to chat. That's awful. And I want to have a fix for those people who have been into that same thing. So give me some time this week, and we'll see what we can do. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jim. I appreciate it.
No problem. So what else do we want to talk about before we move on to Wendell? Wendell's next.
Yeah, you go ahead and move on to Wendell. That's okay.
Are you sure?
Yes. I just hope everyone is well and staying well and healthy. You know, like everyone says, we can get through this. And my state down here in Louisiana, since we're a small state, but we have, per capita is how they look at things. We're way up there in the numbers.
Yeah, and before I let you go, I do want to talk about that for a little bit, if you don't mind. As I understand it, and hopefully you can check me if I'm wrong, that was it the mayor that went ahead and allowed, I don't know if it was Fat Tuesday or actually Mardi Gras, go on and tried to blame it on the president? Do you remember anything about that?
I don't remember hearing anything yet about it. I haven't looked in the last 2 days about anything regarding that.
That's right. You're staying away from the news. I get
it. I haven't seen that, but as far as allowing, I can give you this information. As far as allowing Mardi Gras to go on, before Mardi Gras, I think there was only like 10 in the country, 10 cases. And we did not know for sure that it had come to Louisiana. We didn't know it was there, from what I understand. I mean, we're looking at things. Everyone knows when Mardi Gras is. The president would know, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty pleased with how he's been dealing with all of this. We didn't, as far as allowing Mardi Gras to go on, I think Mardi Gras is when many people came down and had maybe they had part of the virus, so they come from all over the world, and so that's what they're saying is a potential seeding place, or one of the areas that may have been seeded at that time. And it makes sense because our first cases really appeared about 2 weeks after Mardi Gras.
Mm.
So when we look back, I mean, my first thought when I started seeing ours show up in the news was, okay, well, Mardi Gras was certainly a possibility, and I think they've gone further to say that was probably one of the seeding areas. But people come from all over, so I think that's what happens, and that doesn't mean people here didn't, in Louisiana didn't have it as well, but it was one of those things. So it wasn't necessarily that someone was told they shouldn't have Mardi Gras go on and they decided to anyway.
Mm-hmm.
From what I understand, it was just more of a okay, well, Louisiana, in retrospect, maybe looked at, back, hindsight 2020, maybe we should have said something. Oh, there's going to be this big celebration down in New Orleans. Because after that, they were pretty quick to shut down anything. They had people on the streets trying to have their own St. Patrick's Day parade in New Orleans, and most of them got arrested and I think given a warning, but they were pretty quick to shut anything down, anything and everything. And big festivals, jazz fest has been moved, those sorts of things.
Oh, okay. Well, that was good information. No. That really helps because they're painting it a little differently in some of the other medias, and I wanted to make sure that we got that straight. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. I got your email. I'm just now looking at it. I tried. Wendell asked if we could add it as an email as a moderator, and that doesn't work. And then I also tried to add your username as a moderator, and didn't recognize it. So yeah, there's something going on here that we'll get to the bottom of. All right.
Okay, great. Thanks so much.
Well, thank you, Kristen. And I hope to talk to you again. I know on the show, and I know we'll talk via email. Okay.
Great. Sounds good, Jim.
All right. Take care, hon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That is weird. That is so weird. I don't know if you guys know this, but you can. I can't drag that out. Let's see. I can probably show this. Yeah, if I show you the desktop capture here, you can see that I tried to add her as a moderator, and it says no matching users found. That is strange. That is really, really strange. I don't know what that's all about. And Wendell, I did try to do it as an email address. That didn't work either. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to investigate this because that Push Studios just did an entire show on shadow banning, but for a different reason. That's using words that YouTube doesn't want you to use. Which still, even the thought of that sends shivers up and down my back. I believe. Must I? I think I must. When it comes to censorship, what I believe is appropriate is self-censorship, given your surroundings. What I don't believe in is censoring yourself based on force, whether it's the government telling you can and cannot use words, even if it's a platform that you might happen to be using, forces you to use specific words. I don't believe in that at all. And frankly, will not capitulate. Kick me off. But I'm not going to stop using common words. Common to all of us. Common to language itself. Essential in expressing ideas, solving problems. I'm just not going to do it. There have been too many oppressed societies over the history of mankind that thought that was a good idea. And then America came along. Nope, not going to do it. I don't care what they say. So you think it's no big deal now that platforms ask you to do it? Wait until that becomes law. Canada already knows. That goes back to protecting your freedoms. You got to be diligent in protecting your freedoms, and freedom of speech is one of the greatest. Ran over. There you have it. Rant cam. It is kind of a rant cam. That just gives me a bit. So Ed says that's happened to him before, and he did a scan disk and rebooted, and that took care of it. Kristen, if you're, I'm sure you're still watching. You might try that. You might absolutely try that. Or incognito. That's a good point. You may have gone incognito. J-Real, if you're talking about the browser incognito mode, could very well have happened that way. There are a lot of things to check. Hopefully you're not using a private VPN. That may be another thing, but I don't think you would be. At any rate, all right. So here we are, 9:21. Let's call it. And I think, guys, if you're not minding, this might be my last one for this evening, because Mr. Foot is starting to feel the pain. It's one of those. I was up on it a lot today, so partially my fault, but that's going to happen. But don't fear. As you know, I'm on every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I plan on doing more of these throughout the week at random. I'm not going to set a time because that's too restrictive at this point. Who knows? One of these days I might get back to 5 nights a week. But for now, the other ones will be special. Sunday nights will be our night to talk. All right, let's bring Wendell in. And let's see. All the way at the bottom of the list, Wendell. That's what it is when you have W as your as your first name.
I understand.
Not a problem though. Wendell, how the heck you doing?
I'm good, and you? I've been called a lot of things, so that's okay.
When's the last time you were called bottom of the list? Like that was a thing.
Oh, I love it. Let me see if I can get my picture here better.
Oh, that was perfect.
Oh,
there you go.
Perfect.
Yep, absolutely perfect.
Oh, well, hey, thanks for trying to help New Orleans girl. She's my moderator, so she can moderate on my channel. That's how she knew that. So
that's so interesting. That's so interesting. Hopefully those two suggestions we talked about tonight. One is the incognito mode if she's tripped out on a browser. And what was the other one? That flashing the pan. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ed said you might do a reboot and a scan disk. And if you've got pardon me, Wendell, if I might talk to Kristen here real fast. If you've got a virus program running, you might want to do a full scan of that as well. So, all right, how the heck is the world treating Wendell?
Well, you know, it's wonderful right now. I get to go to the post office box or the mailbox twice or once a day. It's a great place. That's where I get to go every day. And I did go.
Get a little air.
Saturday, I did have to go to the post office, and it is sort of funny. Now, first of all, I live in Maryland, okay, where people don't talk to you anyway. I'm from the Midwest, where you talk to everybody comes by, right? So it's even worse now. So you start walking towards somebody, and it's like, this is. And I understand why they're doing it. I just think it's funny. So
yeah, it's like a whole new world, isn't it?
Yeah,
we all look at people differently.
Post office had little places, tape on the floor where to stand, so everybody would stay 6 feet away. But it worked. It worked out. So.
Oh, Wendell, where are we going with this? I mean.
Well, I'm glad you're back. I'm going to be quick since your foot's hurting. So how's that?
Dude, you can take as long as you want to. I will smile through the pain. Trust me. I don't want anyone to suffer because I'm suffering. So I'm good to go. Anything you want to talk about, we can talk about.
All right. Well, you know me, I can't do anything without a list. So I'm looking at my list here. But I did want to mention, for those that don't know, my wife lives in San Diego. I live in Maryland. My one daughter lives in Los Angeles, and I have another daughter who lives just south of the Pennsylvania border. So Friday night, we had a virtual happy hour with FaceTime. It was pretty cool. It was good. We'll probably do that again. So,
nice.
that was nice. That was really nice. So, and I do want, I think I've told you this before, but I want to tell you again, I'm coming up Wednesday as my 7th live stream. I'm only doing it every other Wednesday. It's all I can do. And I want to say, you have inspired me. I'm doing this because you inspired me to do this. I mean, just the fact that you were on at one time, 6 nights a week.
Well, that's too cool, Wendell.
So, and I'm trying, and I'm enjoying it. I don't get a lot of people, you only get 10 people, but that's fine. But I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. And the people who tune in seem to have fun. So,
well, I've tuned in a couple times. I think I tuned in. I lurked on the other one because I was doing, I was busy. Sometimes you just got to have family time. And fortunately, I have my laptop in such a way that only I can see it. I lurk a lot that way.
Well, I will say the one thing, like I said, I've really enjoyed, I love the learning part. And so each show I'm learning something new. I find out, I can't do this, or I can do this, or those things. That's good. This past week was interesting. I was just sort of browsing the YouTube, and I found this guy from England who did a parody of a song called Karina Karina, which Bob Dylan did. Nobody knows any Bob Dylan songs. None of them are really any hits, but it was one of his songs. And I sent him a note. I said, hey, that song is really cool. I love how you worked it. I'd love to steal it from you someday. And he goes, you want to steal it? Go ahead. And I go, well, I don't have the music. It's such an obscure tune. There's no music. He goes, I'll play the music for you and send it to you.
Awesome.
So sure enough, the guy plays the song for me, gives me the backing track. I do the video. It's for my channel. Okay. It's become one of the most viewed channels, or viewed ones I've had in a long time. So that was fun.
That's cool. On an obscure song.
Yeah, it was fun. So we did a parody. We call it, the song is Karina Karina. We called it Corona Corona.
Corona Corona.
But I do have.
Now, did you, before you go to the next list item, did you use Bob Dylan in the title or description?
And at the end, I said apologies to Bob Dylan.
There you go. There you go.
So, but I did. No, but I did. Yeah, you're right. I did in the beginning. I said Corona Corona. Bob Dylan. I did give him credit in the front. So.
There you go. There you go. That will really help. See, that's a keyword phrase, and people don't realize that something that simple is a keyword phrase that can really, get you exposure for people looking for Bob Dylan stuff. Yeah.
It's amazing. So I got a question for you, and I got a question for the other people in the chats.
Ask away.
Okay? So everyone, if you don't know, I've been in bands a long time, and Jim, you've been in bands, and I've just got to a point where I'll be in a band if I needed to be, but it's group dynamics. I'm just moving on from the group dynamics thing, right?
Arguably the toughest part about being in a band.
but unfortunately, I don't play any instrument other than harmonica. I've always been just a vocalist. Mm-hmm. So everything I do is a backing track, which I don't have a problem with, okay? Mm-hmm. But so I'm sitting here thinking, what would people think? So I'm asking your opinion, the chat's opinion. What if I tried to have a neighborhood concert, so to speak, during this Katrina or whatever it's called, not Katrina, but Corona thing, and just sit outside and these are, as you know, they're good backing tracks, but it's just a guy singing. It's not a guy playing guitar and so on, which some people like that better. Do you think that would be weird and people would go, this is stupid?
No.
Or do you think people would say, hey, this is all right. It's nice. I can get out. I can sit on the curb or whatever and just have a neighborhood concert.
Well, you're talking about real time, not on YouTube or not as a live stream or something.
Yeah, because everybody's stuck in their house.
Mm-hmm.
I can't play an instrument, so I can't come out and say, all right, I'm going to have a concert for the neighborhood playing my guitar. But I can say, hey, I can come out in the neighborhood, sit in my driveway, set up my stuff, the speakers and everything, mm-hmm. and sort of entertain people. Say, hey, okay, now we're going to do Dean Martin. Now we're going to do Jason Aldean, because I do everything.
Yeah.
So for
Well, how would you capture that? I mean, they would each have cameras on themselves, and would you like have a panel of,
or this would be live. So so what I'm saying is I'm standing on my driveway and I invite my neighbors to come out.
Oh. And you have that many musicians around you?
No. Okay, I'm not making myself clear. So it would just be me by myself entertaining my neighbors.
Oh, they're your audience.
Correct. Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like a virtual band. You've seen those happen before.
I have seen that too.
Which you should actually do. You know who just walked in, right? Magic Jones. You could almost pick the instrument that he would play, and depending on
everything.
I know he does.
I'm jealous of him. He plays everything.
I'm jealous of him too. And he's good.
I can't, I have a friend. I have a lead guitarist I've been with for over 20 years, and he keeps trying to get me to play the bass. He goes, "I can teach you to play the bass." I said, "I want to learn to play the bass."
You don't?
So I just don't want. No, I don't.
Well, no. Then you got to get divorced and live with your girlfriend until she kicks you out. Love to all you bass players out there. Much love, because we work together as drummers.
So that's my question to everybody is, if I did a individual concert of just a guy singing to backing tracks, neighbors come out, get their lawn chairs or sit on the curb, bring their drink of their preference, and just to get out of the house. Would that be weird?
Oh, I don't think it'd be weird at all. But here's how you got to do it, Wendell.
Okay.
You got to have more than one camera. So you're going to have a camera person like on a rover.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe one on you, and then a rover that you can cut to, even live, showing you like over your shoulder with your audience and all that kind of stuff. And then it would work.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Just a suggestion, but I think that would be cool, actually. I don't think anybody's done that.
No, that's why I was asking. Is there would this be something worth doing? So, because I got enough songs, I have enough backing tracks, I could do this. But I like your idea. Recruit somebody in the neighborhood to be my camera person.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Yeah, and if you're using vMix, you can actually bring in a cell phone as a source, a camera source.
Okay.
It's called vMix Call. And I don't know if you want to go down that road, because I think, well, let's see. I think you can have two different inputs on vMix for the free version. And if one was your forward camera and the other one was your back camera, you should be okay, except for maybe getting audio in. But that's something you can work out. But there are other ways to do that as well when you're using OBS Studio. But I think it'd be cool. Oh, by the way, let me answer a question here real fast, Wendell. Artfo wants to know, he's watching us on DLive, says, what's the name of your show on DLive? Same thing, video calling show, Artfo. Thanks for joining us, by the way. And we've seen that name before, so it's cool to have you back.
Excellent.
But yeah, so that's what I would do, man. I think it would be fantastic, especially for your neighbors. They'd love to get out and sit, especially on these nice evenings that we've been having here lately.
All right. Well, you have inspired me. So let me pull this together, and I'll report back once I've done this. So how's that?
Once you've done it, or once you've decided how to do it, so you can promote it on the show.
Well, I could do both. Yeah. So we'll see.
That's what I'm hoping for, Wendell.
One last thing I wanted to mention. You guys were talking about the Mannings, right?
Yes.
I've got a football here signed by Archie Manning. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it.
Hang on to it, man.
I got it at some auction or something. So.
Yeah, pass it on to your kids. I actually have several items signed by Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne. Who else do we have? We've got some of the front line back in the day. Oh, the name escapes me at Brackett, Gary Brackett. We've got both a football and a helmet. And one of my hats from Peyton. I've run into him a lot. Well, I was working at St. Vincent Hospital years ago, and he has the Peyton Manning Children's Hospital. Well, they're tied together. I mean, it's part of the St. Vincent Hospital group. And he would show up every once in a while and just talk to folks and sign whatever he wanted signed and that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm very familiar as well. I would hang on to that, pass it on as a family heirloom, dude.
I also have a DeWalt car signed by Kenseth. So Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. He doesn't drive for DeWalt anymore, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I do have it.
Yeah, there again, those become collector's items.
One of my 15 minutes to fame was my wife was the marketing VP for DeWalt, and he won the championship while she was working there. We got invited to the party and everything, and nice. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, nice, very nice.
All right. Well, I can see that you're squinting your eyes going, I can't stand the pain any longer.
I appreciate that, Wendell, and I don't mean to do that. I'm trying to, like I said, smile through the pain. I'm actually doing okay, but I can just feel it getting tight in there, you know. It's that damn fluid. Some say that it takes a year and a half to get rid of that swelling entirely. Yeah.
Okay.
The heel fracture is one of the worst fractures you can have. It's just awful. Yeah. But I'm not going to let it stop me, man. I'm going to continue to work on getting away from that crutch, and getting this show longer and more often. So,
well, all the best, and when you're on, I'll be a fan. Don't you worry.
I appreciate that, Wendell. You know I do, man.
All right, sir.
All right,
great week.
Take care, and make sure you come back on and let us know what you decide to do on that. All right.
Yep. You got it, man.
Fantastic. See ya. Great friend of the show. If you haven't watched some of Wendell's stuff, and you'll see him type in the chat, go do it. He's very entertaining. He has a great time with it. And isn't that what this is all about? It's like, I don't have the largest audience in the world, but I've got some of the best people that come in here. Look, Ronnie G, Positive Vibes, is being followed, and she's in the stream. Been lurking for a while. Good to see you, Ronnie G. Always good to see you. And of course, Magic Jones. I was just talking about you, Jason. As you know, man, I love that guy as well. All right, guys, I'm actually going to call it a night. As you heard, if you're watching this show for the first time, make sure you do a share. Make sure you follow us if you're on DLive or Twitch, and by all means subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube and Facebook. If you want to chat with us when you're watching us on Facebook, you'll have to jump over to YouTube. For some weird reason, I can never get Facebook chat to work on Restream Live. So I hope you enjoyed the show no matter what. But for me, that's gonna be a show. Then I'll look for a special, perhaps one night this week, maybe Thursday. But guaranteed I'll be back next Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And until then, make sure that you treat others the way you would want to be treated. Today, that's even more important than it ever has been with the trying times that we're going through. We'll get through this, folks. Be strong, be clean, and we'll see you live.